are back with Wayne Nance. You can learn a lot about how you relate to yourself and others by understanding attitudes and personalities.
Wayne's here to go over the test that Kelly and I took, sort of analyze us. We'll also, at the end of this segment, give you the web address where you can go and download. It's a very simple 3-minute test. Trust me, it's very simple.
It was easy.
And then it'll direct you where to go for an assessment of what you're all about. How would you best describe what this 3-minute survey is?
It's an attitude at the core.
That's all.
Developed by about 6 years old, and we typically follow the lead of one of our parents in many cases.
It's developed by 6 years old?
Really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the parent you always say you never want to be like.
That's the one you are.
Well, wait a minute. Can you change then? If it's instilled by 6,
you can't change it.
It's you.
I mean, a zebra doesn't change their stripes.
Well,
they get
I know that,
wider or thinner, but they don't change.
Well, and what does it say really about the person? Because in taking this test and then seeing the summary, I got to tell you, I took this test in 2 minutes. It wasn't even 3 minutes, and it was right on the money.
Well,
even my husband agreed with the summary. But what does that mean? How do I use that information?
Well, basically, I appreciate you saying that, and we want it to be 88% accurate on people. I mean, if it's 100%, we got lucky, but at least 88. But basically, we have a formula at Real Life Management. We say attitudes plus beliefs plus choices equal decisions and consequences. Well, your attitude, or my attitude, by age 6, if you think of a house, is the slab. And the beliefs are the walls and the roof. And the choices is everything we put in the house.
Well, what can you find out about yourself? Or how do you apply what you find out?
Well, basically, what we do in our business every day is we talk about 3 issues in America: relationships, we talk about obesity, and we talk about financial management. Well, if you have an attitude, your attitude is made up of one of 3 things. Your attitude is either comes from the heart, your attitude comes from the head, or a combination of the 2. So some people, every choice they make, their attitude is pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. In other words, they want to buy for people, they love everybody, they see the best in everybody. You got some people that think with a head to go, oh, let me tell you what's wrong with that. Here's a great day. No, it's not a great day. Well, let me tell you how good this was. I see problems with that. So basically, you've got people that are real negative, you got people real positive, and then you have people kind of a combo. And that's what we're looking for, is a little bit more balance. Because if your slab of your house is out of balance, then your walls are out of balance, everything in the house is out of balance. And we're trying to tell people what this does is this shows you if your attitude is out of balance, and if it is it out of balance to the head or the heart? And then we talk about how to get your slab balanced, your attitude balanced.
All right, let's look at these slabs.
Slabs. We each took the test.
I'll tell you what, if you could, maybe a 20-second summary on each. And there's Brooke, here's David, and you can do mine and then Kelly's. How's that?
Okay. Well, let's talk about Brooke. Brooke's a really great guy here.
No, that's
girl.
It's a girl.
Girl, I'm sorry, Brooke. Brooke says, let's
Maybe
have
she's a guy on there.
Brooke says, let's have some fun. I mean, let's have a party. If you're going to have a party, make sure Brooke's there.
Yeah.
Now, Brooke's going to want to organize the party. She's going to want everything done a certain way, and she's going to want focus and structure. And if you do what she asked you to do, she's going to love the way we do the party. And then Brooke's going to say, hey, I love people. She likes people. She has a really good heart. Now, if you ask her to do the checkbook, she's going to say, no, I'll pass that off to somebody else.
That is so
There's
Brooke.
David.
That is so Brooke.
Now, David says, structure's overrated. I mean, details are overrated. But I tell you what, David loves people. He's got a great heart. David thinks money's important. He procrastinates occasionally. And he likes to have fun. But if you put too many details, too much paperwork on David, he's going to defer that probably over to Brooke.
Is that right,
Excellent.
Dave? He says, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now,
Okay.
I filled out mine last night. Tell us what mine said.
Oh, Kelly, I love yours, Kelly, because you know what? It just gets right to the point. Your slab, your foundation, your attitude. It says, I like people. I like to have fun. I care about people. I like to go shopping, and I like to buy for other people.
Yeah.
And if somebody says to you, can we do a budget now and do some accounting, you're going to go, I don't think so. And if they say, do you have a color-coded filing system at home with everything in its place, you're going to go, I don't think so. So basically, you had to marry somebody, and it just so happens we gave your husband the survey. And your husband takes care of the accounting and the books,
does.
and you take care of making people happy.
Sure does. That's exactly right.
All right, you want to close out with mine real quick?
Yeah, Charlie just basically, gets right to the point. Charlie's got good balance in his slab, and he says, listen, give me the facts, give me the details, give it to me focused, structured, organized. If you do that, I'm really happy with you. I really like you then. And then let's have a party later. But let's don't have the party till we know how we're going to pay for it and how we're going to get the party off the ground.
Man, we're opposites, aren't we?
We're complete opposites.
Okay. Find out about yourself. Here's the information. Go to rlmsurvey.com, rlmsurvey.com. And I guess it's there. You can take the test. And
You
help
can.
you
You can. You'll get a free survey and have some fun with it.
Now, write down the code. It's Fox17-free because you do have to have that to get all the results. Fox17-free. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, this
you
has
are
been
so
fun.
much fun.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
Wayne, you're great.
Good to have you in town, my man. 7 o'clock. More Tennessee Mornings on the way. Gordon Grigg joins us next hour with some investments that he promises will make you money in only 6 months. As we continue with Tennessee Mornings here on Fox 17 and News Radio 1510 WLAC.
First, we have this word from Myers Plumbing.
37 here on the show. Author and motivational speaker Wayne Nance knows how horrible Hurricane Katrina was for hundreds of thousands affected by the storm.
And he's here now to offer some insight into what options there are for people who are now homeless, how that affects their stress, their body, their family, and what they can do about it. So here is Wayne Nance. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, you're a motivational speaker. You see such tragedy. How can you help these people? A lot of them have now relocated to Tennessee and might be watching this morning. How do you help these people start to pick up the pieces?
Well, first of all, when you have a tragedy and you go through a lot of change, the word change is a negative word, just the word change. And these people are going through a lot of fear and some guilt issues. And one of the things that I'm suggesting on a positive note is that instead of using and beating on the word change, we like to use the word at Real Life Management, alter.
Okay.
And it's ALTER, an acronym, has 5 steps. And the A for the evacuees would be to acknowledge and understand their situation, not only that they've been moved out, but where do they go from here? What are the things that they need to write down, the steps for them that are a priority? Is it a job? Is it housing? Is it trying to find financial assistance?
Yes, all of the above.
Yes, and write it down. But now the question is, once you get through the A of alter, you get to the L. The L is, let's really find out the facts. Let's get with someone and find out in the community, if they moved to Tennessee, in this community, what are those options? What are the jobs?
Church organizations are probably the first place you'd start in a lot of cases, especially in this area.
That's right. That's right. Be a very, very good place to start. And I think it's important that, you know, you write your list down and then you work down your list.
Sure.
Of where do I get my financial assistance? When will I get my financial assistance? What are the job opportunities? Where do I get my clothing? What's my housing options in a month or 3 weeks or 2 months? Then you have a tactical plan. You work a plan, you execute your plan, and you reevaluate your plan over a period of time. And one of the things, you know, there's an old cliche, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And what will happen is for the evacuees is they're going to want to try to fix it all immediately. And it's going to be better that they work the list and have short-term review.
Wayne, so many of these people are, how do I want to say this, shocked. They're still in shock. They're zoned out.
No doubt about it.
You know, it's hard to sit here and just grasp even the slightest plan, you know, alter, you know.
You're right, but, you know, I live in the Houston area, so I've been watching this very closely.
Yeah.
And that, you know, you're going to have some people that what I just said is going to overwhelm them. They're going to say, oh, that's impossible. And that is an attitude. And one of the things that I believe that has to happen is a person has to say, here's my checklist, and none of it's going to be easy. I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture, but you've got to have a list. You've got to have a plan. You've got to work your plan. You can't just, you know, go out and say, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now, because you've got to have a plan of action.
Sometimes writing it down on paper can make all the difference in the world. Do you say you have to have it on paper for it to actually come to realization?
I don't know any other way you could do this. I mean, I think you'd have to sit down. I mean, if you're in that situation, you're going, where's my next meal going to come from? Where's my clothes coming from? What's my next job going to be? Where am I going to live? Those are all questions. And you can't attack all of those things at one time. And I think for the people that are working with them, they need to understand that the fear and the guilt issues and some anger issues are going on, and that these people are overwhelmed, and that the word change, the thought of change, is a negative term. If I just tell you to change your hair this afternoon, that can be negative. So I think that the workers need to understand the emotions that these people are dealing with.
Wayne, before they go into this plan, this 5-step plan you mentioned, alter, which I think makes a lot of sense, they have to be motivated to do that, okay?
Yes, they do.
Where do they find the inner strength just to get themselves going.
Well, I think that's a faith-based issue. I mean, I think you've got to have a spiritual base to get that inner strength. I don't think Wayne Nance, as a motivational speaker, is going to necessarily get up and do a rah-rah to get somebody excited about this. I think they have to have a rock, a foundation, and a faith-based message. Within. That's why the church is so important for them to turn to initially, which was a very good point you made. But I think that once you have that rock, you say, okay, this is bad, yes. But the good news is I'm alive. The good news is I'm alive. The good news is I got my kids. And, you know, there's a plan out there. We don't all understand our plan. My plan changes every few days sometimes. So I think that the flexibility of altering, if you think about altering, if I say change to you emotionally, if I just say change and you're walking down a road, what does that imply?
Change directions.
Opposite direction. If I say alter walking down a road, it implies a little right or a little left.
Still
it's
going
a
the same
softer
direction.
term.
I like that.
So here's my point. When they say change and they hear change every day, they feel like that they've done it wrong. They've got to go opposite. This could just be, let's start moving in a positive direction. So get away from the word change as a negative term.
Positive thought. Good.
Stay with us. We're going to have more with Wayne coming up right after this break. Don't go away.